Brazil's implementation of satellite-based technologies is hindered by ionospheric influences, particularly signal assimilation from equatorial plasma bubbles. And this prevents optimal use of systems like GBAS and GBAS for precision air navigation, motivating the focus of this paper. To mitigate the problems faced by GBAS in Brazil due to the ionosphere, we developed a method not specifically applied to GBAS but to irregular differential GNSS stations, or DGNSS, which is simpler and has similar principles to GBAS. In particular, we developed a methodology for a real-time alerting system that monitors the ionospheric state using surrounding ground stations and sends alerts to a DGNSS facility when threatening conditions are detected. Threatening here refers to any condition that impacts service integrity. Our method relies on time-step gradient estimates and data gap analysis to detect ionospheric disturbances and to declare periods for affected satellite signals as unavailable. In other words, when we find significant temporal changes on ionospheric gradients for a specific satellite, we issue an alert for that satellite so that DGNSS stations stop using it until the situation normalizes. The idea is quite simple and we obtain interesting results. We validated the methodology against previously known spatial gradients from the Brazilian ionospheric threat model. This threat model was developed by an international multi-agents effort and with support from several ionospheric experts. Our dataset was organized into clusters, and in each cluster we simulated a DGNSS station with monitoring stations around it, which were the ground stations that originally estimated the gradient from the Brazilian ionospheric threat model. In simple terms, we compared the gradients from the Brazilian threat model with the alerts issued by the proposed methodology. If the gradient was within the alert window, we considered the method to be successful for that case. We had to account for variations in our parameters and allow for some tolerance time due to constraints on the available ground station's location where the threat model was constructed. But in general terms, the method achieves some level of success more than 97% of the time. So the results demonstrate that the method is at least partially effective with the ground stations available to us. We also performed a loss of availability assessment from the implementation of this technique due to the elimination of affected satellites. Availability varies greatly depending on the cluster's location and the day, but in the worst case of our experiment, we lost 5.5 hours of availability. And in the best case scenario, there was no loss of availability. Everyone is more than welcome to delve into the full paper for a comprehensive understanding of our research, and we'll also be pleased to answer questions from anyone who reaches out. Thank you very much.